Welcome back to Magoo's Reviews. All right, y'all. So there's been an update with the whole Drake and UMG situation right now. Now the judge has denied UMG's claim, allowing Drake and his team to see Kendrick Lamar's contracts and stuff like that, and the pushing of UMG and Not Like Us and stuff. We shall see. Like I said, I was going to cover this on my channel, man. So this is coming from Variety. There's a lot of channels right now, like websites like Vibe and hip hop channels that are covering this. But anyway, this is coming from Variety right now. It says Drake allowed to request Kendrick Lamar's contracts and more in Not Like Us lawsuit. Now it's time to see what UMG was desperately trying to hide, lawyers say. All right, this came out like 3 hours ago. It says Drake made some progress in his defamation lawsuit against Universal Music Group over Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us, after a judge denied Universal's request to stay the discovery process and allow Drake to proceed in requesting access to documents, including Lamar's contracts with the label, right? In a pretrial conference earlier today in New York, Judge Jeanette Vargas ruled in favor of Drake's legal team, stating that they can begin deposing executives and requesting documents. Again, later on in the video, I'm going to talk about why this is dangerous for hip hop, right? All right, anyway, continuing on. Last month, UMG asked the judge to stay all discovery in the case, which included demands for all contracts between Kendrick Lamar and UMG, as well as compensation and incentives like salaries and bonuses for Interscope CEO John Janik and other executives. A source close to the case noted to Variety that while the focus of today's hearing was on Drake's discovery, Universal will also be seeking its own discovery regarding the claims made in the initial lawsuit. So check this out. That's a very important line. I'm going to read it one more time. It says a source close to the case noted to Variety that while the focus of today's hearing was on Drake's discovery, Universal will also be seeking its own discovery regarding the claims made in the initial suit. Right? Continuing on. Michael Gottlieb, I butchered that joint, Drake's lead attorney and partner at Willick Farr and Gallagher, celebrated the decision in a statement to Variety. Now it's time to see what UMG was so desperately trying to hide, right? Continuing on. Says a Universal rep did not immediately respond to Variety's request for comment. Universal had entered a letter to State Discovery on March 18th, claiming that Drake's first set of discovery requests would cause undue burden and require costly collection and review of large swaths of hard copy and electronic data sets, contracts and agreements and communications. Exactly, because he wants to see contracts and stuff like that. So yeah, this could take a while, and it could take, some money to produce all this stuff. Among the requested documents were Lamar's contracts with Universal and metrics that determine incentive compensation for Interscope executives over the past 5 years. So that's how many years, that's how long. The company has been on the offensive in the case since it was filed in January, most recently filing a scathing motion last month to dismiss the suit and stating that Drake is only suing because he lost a rap battle. Instead of accepting the loss like the unbothered rap artist he often claims to be, he has sued his own record label in a misguided attempt to solve his wounds, right? Read the filing. Plaintiff's complaint is utterly without merit and should be dismissed with prejudice. In today's decision, the judge scheduled a hearing on the motion to dismiss for June 30th, right? So yeah, man, then it goes on to say about, Drake initially filed the suit against Universal in January, suing the company for defamation and harassment and spreading the false and malicious narrative that he is a PDF via, Not Like Us, so on and so forth, right? I'm not going to read all that. But this is coming from Variety. You guys go check it out yourself. Me personally, man, like I said, yes, Drake is suing Universal because he lost the rap battle. There's no other way around it. You can come argue in the comments with me all you want. It's the truth, man. He's doing it because he lost the rap battle. If Drake would have won, none of this bullshit would be happening. I'm gonna go ahead and call it like it is. It's bullshit. None of it will be happening at the end of the day because this has never ever happened in hip hop. And another reason why this is dangerous for hip hop is because at the same time, all right, man, but what if say he does win, right? Say Drake does win this whole situation and going up, suing UMG because they push Not Like Us, Not Like Us and stuff like that. Meek Mills could come back and flip this on him like, well, shoot, I want to go for back-to-back. You know what I'm saying? They were pushing that all this time because back-to-back was everywhere, right? It was nominated for a Grammy and all that kind of stuff too. So to me, this is very dangerous for hip hop, especially when it comes to rap battles and stuff like that. I did a video on this a couple months back. You know, definitely go check it out on the channel. But yeah, man, like, this is bad for hip hop, in my personal opinion. Like I said, we shall see what happens. Like, this isn't going nowhere. So, like, everybody, you know, like I said, stated before in my other videos, at the end of the day, people want this battle to go away. It's not going nowhere because of this whole, you know, lawsuit situation. Like I said, it's BS at the end of the day. Like, there's no other way around it. Like I said, and to actually go after Kendrick's contracts, man, that's very weak. That's very weak by Drake, man. OVO fans and stuff, that's very weak to go after a man's contracts and stuff. Like I said, even now, here's the thing: say nothing is found, right? Say nothing is found. You know, what's the next move? What happens next? Does UMG countersue? You know what I'm saying? Well, something is found. Like I said, something is found and Drake does win. This is really bad for hip hop, especially when it comes for battling and stuff like that. But if Drake loses, what's the next move? Does UMG countersue? Does UMG expose his stuff? Because from what I know, I think PG Lane isn't under UMG. I think it's an independent label, but it distributes his music. You know what I'm saying? So Kendrick Lamar isn't necessarily like an under contract like Drake is under UMG. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Anyway, tell me what you guys think about in the comment section. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Hope everybody has a blessed day. I'll see y'all soon. Have a good one.